Eian was speechless after he received a phone call last summer claiming he was a pedophile who molested his own daughter. And he says he knew immediately that his ex, Debbie, was behind this accusation.
My daughter was living with her father at that time. I went over to visit, and then I was waiting to leave to say goodbye to my daughter. I watched my daughter walk into the bathroom and watched her father follow behind her. When she finally comes out, my daughter has a brown rag wiping her mouth and was afraid to look at me in my face. It wasn't until months later till she told me, she said, "Mommy, I have something to tell you." And she turns to me to tell me that, "Mommy, Daddy..." I took my daughter to the police station, hoping the detectives will help me. They did literally little to no investigation. CPS did not believe me. They believed that I coached my daughter, and I'm here to prove that I did not coach her.
What she's saying, all that is a lie. Like, all her whole life since I known her, she been lying. Like, with me, personally, I'd never do nothing like that to my daughter. So we went to the police station. I got interrogated for 6 hours over something I didn't do. And the CPS and the detective found out that it was unfounded. When Debbie found out, she caught an attitude with the detective. And the next day, they took my daughter to the police station and interrogated her. And my daughter told the detective, "Yes, my mommy coached me to say this."
Why do you have custody of your daughter?
Because Debbie is a deadbeat, no good mother, and the only thing she cared about is herself.
Yeah. So, but you went to court and you were awarded custody. Because that's pretty unusual when the man gets the daughter.
Uh-huh.
What kind of mother has Debbie been to your daughter?
A deadbeat.
Does she spend time?
She don't do nothing. She don't spend time with my daughter, no nothing.
And you're here to clear your name.
Yes.
Because even though the police cleared you, you can get stuck with the stigma
yes,
of...
because she been still telling my friends, telling my relatives, he ain't a pedophile, he molested his daughter.
I know you did this
wrong,
to my
Slim.
daughter,
You
boy.
wrong.
I know
You
you
wrong,
did.
Slim.
You
You wrong,
dirty.
Slim.
You
Nah,
are
you
dirty.
You jealous
dirty.
of my
What do you think happened to your daughter?
I'll go to the house to go visit my daughter like I always do. I do her hair when I get there.
Lying.
We always had 2 weeks. I have text messages to prove that. I don't care about that. So at the end of the day, after I finished her hair, I'm getting ready to leave. I always say goodbye to her. So as I'm leaving, I notice she goes in the bathroom. He follows behind her. And I realized they've been in there for a very long time, Steve. Something not right. So I go banging on the door. Boom, 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 boom. You don't hear nothing. I mean, 15, 20 minutes go by, they still in there, okay?
Right.
So eventually, my daughter finally comes out. My heart sank.
You believe that he sexually assaulted her?
Yes, I believe that. Because I didn't have proof, and she wouldn't tell me nothing. All I could do was wait.
Say that.
All I could do was wait.
You forced her to
so
say that. Told
How
you.
long?
It took about a year, or a little over a year. So as we sitting there, we sit down, my daughter looks at me and she says, "Mommy, I have something to tell you." And then she says, "Mommy, Daddy put his," and turns away.
You're with a woman named Alicia now?
Yeah.
She made a tape. Let's watch that now.
When I first heard that Eian was being accused of touching his daughter, I couldn't believe it. I already knew who it was and what their intentions were, and I just felt like it was just sick. People don't understand, like, what this has done to our family. I lost a pregnancy behind this. We're getting harassed by people thinking that he's a pedophile. My car that I just got was keyed. 2 of my tires had to be replaced. CPS closed it. The police closed it as being unfounded. Basically, the child admitted that she was coached to say it. In my opinion, she should be charged with some type of child abuse charges, because that's exposing your child to something that they never should be exposed to. This is the very thing you protect your child from.
How would you describe Eian as a father?
Man, Eian loves his daughter. He makes sure she got shoes, clothes, food. I mean, everything this child wants, she gets from him. So they gave her supervised visits. When they set up something for her to do supervised visit, she didn't want to do it. She want the child all alone.
That had a problem
to me, you want the child all alone to make sure that the story keeps up. You know what I'm saying?
How you doing, Maurice?
Good, how you doing?
What, you know, it sounds like what Eian's going through, I'm told that you kind of went through your own thing with Debbie.
Yeah, I did quite a few times. It was a couple years ago. I asked her to pick him up for Black Friday because I was going out to get his Christmas stuff. I didn't want him to see it. So before she picked him up, I had him clean up behind himself and vacuum his room and clean up all his toys. So she went, picked him up, and then afterwards I called her and told her to bring him back. She talked about, no, you abused him, you had him clean up behind himself, he's not no maid. I said, that's what you're supposed to teach a child to do, clean up behind himself. So she called CPS on me.
Because you made your son clean up after himself.
Yep.
And what happened with CPS then?
They didn't even come. They didn't even want to come because they said it was a whole bunch of and they said it was a waste of time.
How long have you had custody of your son?
6 years, 4.
Again, it's unusual when the man gets custody of the child. How did you get custody?
She got up all her rights, and they moved to Florida with him. And then when I found out where they was at, I contacted and brought him back to me, and I had him since.
Oh, okay. Does Debbie visit with your son?
She's not allowed to.
Oh, she's not allowed to. Court ordered?
No, court ordered.
And why is that?
Because last time I took her to court, when he went with her for a spring break visitation, he called me and said, he snuck and called me and said that he didn't want to be there no more. She kept on yelling at him for no reason why he was doing that. So a couple more days went past, she brought him back. And the first thing he said when he came to the house, he's like, I don't want to go back to my mom's house. She keeps yelling at me and she hit me. So I said, okay. So I took her to court because I know her history. She likes to do drugs. So I took her to court and said, you can have no more visitation till you pass the drug test. And she didn't take the drug test, so they stripped her visitation rights.
Does she call your son?
Last time she called him was last year on his birthday.
Would you say that she's a good mom to your son?
No, she's a deadbeat.
I can't believe you defend a pedophile. You stupid as hell, and I don't believe it. You're next, because you lied to get custody of my son.
Why haven't you spoke to your son since his birthday?
Because he went to court and suspended my rights to see him.
But you haven't even tried to call.
I did. He hung up on me.
Debbie took a lie detector test and we asked her, did you coach your daughter to say Eian sexually molested her? She answered no. Did you fabricate a story that Eian sexually molested her? She answered no. The results came back the same, and it came back that Debbie told the truth.
Hello, Millie Rock Boy. What's good, boy? Millie Rock Boy. What's good?
I still believe you had something to do with
What's
it.
good?
I still believe she had something to do with it.
Hey, thank you,
I
Steve.
still believe she had something to do with it.
Thank you, Steve. Debbie
still
did
believe
what?
she had something to do with it.
I told the truth. I told the truth.
I
Bitch
still
told the
believe-
truth.
Eian took a lie detector test,
Oh, God.
and we asked him,
Oh,
did
God.
you ever touch your daughter for your own sexual gratification or pleasure? Eian answered no. The results for Eian's lie detector test is that Eian told the truth.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Exactly.
don't believe it.
I hope you
God,
get your
that's what I
life
feel.
together.
I
You
will.
gonna get somebody? I'm gonna
Because
She won't.
you know,
She
you
won't.
will.
can't keep
Mind
having
your business.
Okay, you can't keep having kids and then not take care of them.
Thank you.
And stop
Eh.
causing problems for the men that will take care of your kids.
Thank you. Man.
When you hurt the fathers or try to hurt them, you're hurting
Can I
your
get my
kids.
shoe? Can I get my shoe?
And with that,
'Cause
Debbie,
he lied.
get your together
Thank you.
and
Thank
get
you.
the hell off my stage.
you.
Okay, whatever.
Thank
Y'all,
Bye.
you still molested my child. And I believe that. You still molested my child, boy.
I know you're doing a good job raising your son, protecting him. So I commend you for that. Good luck,
Thank you.
Maurice. Take care.
You too.
I think at some level, and I could be wrong because I'm not a doctor, but I think she's embarrassed how she's lived her life and got all these kids taken away. I'm glad that you cleared your name, that
Yes.
people can see that you did not do this.
Yes.
Which, if anybody listens to this story, it doesn't make sense to
don't.
begin with.
And that's what
So-
the police
And see-
department felt too.
Yeah.
It was
And
just
see,
made up.
Steve, with all these allegations, it hurt me, it traumatized me, got me depressed and
Sure,
everything.
I totally understand that, and I hope this helps you.
I hope
You
so
know how
too.
people feel about
Yeah.
pedophiles, even if it's the truth or not. They take matters in their
And
own
that's why I
hands.
think it's important,
That we
just
came
as
here.
it is to expose somebody for doing it,
Yep.
it's equally important to shine the light on somebody that didn't do it.
And see, Steve, she's still running around telling friends of mine and everything that I'm a pedophile, that I'm molesting my
Well,
daughter
you know
and all
what? Tell
that.
everybody to watch the show.
Hey,
All
that's
right.
what you do, man.